Here is the story of popular Nigerian musicians who ruined their own careers. Starting off, we have Lil Kesh. This guy had the entire music industry on lockdown when he was first starting out. Some fans even described him as a potential replacement to Olamide because of how similar their music was. Lil Kesh's rise in the music industry started way back in 2014. He downloaded a random beat online and decided to freestyle on it. His freestyle went viral and caught the attention of YBNL boss Olamide, who saw huge potential in Lil Kesh. After a few phone calls, Lil Kesh got signed to YBNL Records in 2014, where he dropped his first single under the label. The song was widely accepted and it became the song that opened doors for him in the industry. He then went on an impressive run, releasing only hit singles back to back, from Shoki to Bese. Every song that Lil Kesh dropped instantly turned into a club banger. This led to him being nominated for the Next Rated Award in 2015. He was the favorite to win, but shockingly, he lost the award to a musician who also happens to be on this list. Even without the award, Lil Kesh still had the potential to become one of Nigeria's biggest superstars, but instead of achieving this, he chose to follow a route that has now brought his career to a standstill point. On the 26th of April 2016, he took to his Twitter handle to reveal that he will be leaving YBNL in order for him to start his own personal record label, which he called Young and Getting It. This was the beginning of the end for Lil Kesh. He released his album, but unfortunately, he was no longer getting attention like he used to. Someone who was pulling in millions of streams before was now struggling to get a couple of thousands. He tried to remain in the limelight by releasing more songs, but after a lot of trial and error, he completely disappeared from the music scene. Sometimes in 2020, he resurfaced, and during an interview, he revealed that bad mental health was the reason behind his sudden disappearance from the music scene. Again, he tried making a comeback for the second time, but no matter how hard he tried, it was just not happening for Lil Kesh. Some say his style of music is old-fashioned compared to what is trending in the music industry today. Others argue that if he had stuck with Olamide, his career would have been much better than it is today. Reekado Banks is the next name in this list. Back in 2014, Mavin's record label, which is owned by Don Jazzy, began hunting for talented musicians to sign into the label. Out of all other possible candidates, Reekado Banks stood out and caught the attention of Don Jazzy. In February 2014, it was revealed that Reekado Banks was among those who had been signed into the record label. With Don Jazzy's backing and how talented he was, it was only a matter of time before he blew up in the music industry. His first single under the label pulled in 5.3 million views on YouTube. He then went ahead to drop more songs that did impressively well across all streaming platforms. With a lot of hit songs to his name, he was nominated for the Next Rated Award in 2015. It was a tight competition between himself and Lil Kesh, but in the end, he was announced as the winner of the award. He continued to be in the spotlight up until 2018, when he made a huge mistake that has now ruined his musical career forever. After 5 years at Mavin's, Reekado Banks announced his departure from the music label. He also announced the creation of his own personal label, which he called Banks Music. A lot of fans sought to know why he left Mavin's, and during one interview, he said, "I feel proud to have control over my content and activities. It is a step to get into the level I had always dreamed of. I am equipped enough to know that I can start a new journey. So far, it has been amazing and we are so happy to be running our things the way we want." From this statement, it was clear that Reekado Banks wanted more money for himself, but as he will later realize, this decision was in fact a very rash one. His career went on a downhill, and since then, he has been struggling to get himself back to the top. Reekado Banks continues to drop new music till this date, but sadly, it seems no one really cares about his style of music anymore. All of this would have easily been prevented if he was not that greedy. Another former Mavin signee that ruined his own musical career is Korede Bello. He got signed into the label in the same year that Reekado Banks was signed. Despite having a slow start to his musical career, he was still able to find his footing in the music industry. Korede Bello recorded his first hit in 2015 when he dropped the song titled Godwin. With over 22 million views on YouTube, the song became an instant hit and catapulted him to the forefront of the Nigerian music scene. After Godwin, Korede Bello Bello continued to drop other hit songs, with his biggest songs being Do Like That, which pulled 140 million views on YouTube. Getting such a huge amount of views was a massive feat back then. Amongst his peers, he was considered the most promising because he had all the qualities to become a major superstar. But despite his initial successes, Korede Bello's career took a downturn in the following years to come. He quietly left Mavins in 2017 so he could focus more on his education. He went back to school to obtain a degree in mass communication. Korede Bello tried to break back into the music scene after he had completed his program in the university, but without the backing of a major record label, it was just an impossible task for him. His songs were no longer topping chart, and as of today, Korede Bello is no longer releasing new songs for his fans. Up next, we have Lyta. Unlike others, Lyta's musical career was at the starting point before he decided to end everything. It all started in 2018 when he caught the attention of Olamide. Lyta had just dropped a freestyle that was going viral on social media. In recognition of his talent, Olamide decided to sign Lyta into the YBNL family. He released 2 songs that was really promising, but after that, it all came crashing down for Lyta. In 2019, the news of Lyta's exit from the label surfaced online. Some say he left the label, while others say he was banished from the label by Olamide himself. It didn't take long before we started seeing Lyta on different podcasts and interviews where he was laying serious allegations on Olamide. He accused the label boss of negligence, stating that he wasn't well compensated for his music. But just a few months after his messy departure, Lyta was now the one begging for forgiveness. He said he was brainwashed by some of his friends who put random thoughts into his head. During an interview, he said, "Some people got into my head with random. I can't even blame myself because I believe it is normal for upcoming artists who don't understand the industry." But despite all his pleadings, Olamide never took him back again. His chapter with YBNL was officially over. Lyta tried restarting his career by joining another record label. This time, he joined Malian's Record, which was owned by Naira Marley. After releasing like 2 to 3 songs, there was no significant improvement in his career. Lyta ended up dumping Malian's Record once again. Someone who many had high hopes for ended up destroying his own career before it even began.